there, but look out for that sandwich train right there where Whitten is going to be. Whitten just on the other side. He's able to come up with 1 kill. He's going to continue to peek over here, trying to pick up a couple more. There goes Freiberg, but he does take a lot of damage through that exchange. And so Exim picks up 2 so far. Now it's going to be down to this 2-on-4. Just on the other side, there's going to pick up 1 more. That's going to be now Get Right, who's fallen, and Faflaren in the LMS. Faflaren going to go ahead and fall back over there towards the ladder. He does have the bomb in hand. He's going to go ahead and rotate back over there towards the inside. 40 seconds left here in the round. And we'll see Olafmeister, who is actually watching the upper inner bomb site. And so now the score is going to be 6-5. NIP again, picking up 6 rounds on the terror side is definitely beneficial on the CT side of the map.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very good half already. But, I mean, LGB could do the same. It's not inconceivable to think that they could win their terrorist pistol round, get a little extra help, or just have a very good terrorist side to begin with.
I was actually going to correct myself just after I said that. Typically, I try to avoid calling a map one side or the other, because whenever you talk about LAN events, especially at this caliber, all of that kind of goes out the window. I mean, you've got set strats, you've got players who are trying to change things or try new things, and sometimes whenever they execute, they find something that just really starts to click.
Yeah, I mean, statistics mean nothing to an individual. To an individual game, statistics don't really mean much, whether a map is CT or T-sided, because the economy and all the other stuff may matter. But in the long run, we know Train is a CT favored map.
Yeah. So right now, just on the other side, you can see great play there by Whitten, as he was just working around the Train, and he will finish off this round. 6-6, all tied up again. As LGB Esports, we take another look there here with Whitten. And so 6-6. You're going to see weapons bought here. You've got 4 AKs and an AWP here for NIP. Basically the setup that we've seen throughout the entire game.
Basically what they've been using successfully so far in this half. But you know, even now, if LGB were to get 9 rounds, 9-6 isn't a bad half if you can get the pistol. Faflaren once again looking for a pick in T middle. We'll see if he's going to spot. And he's not. He
spotted 2 players, but he took a lot of damage from grenades. He's down to 30 health right now.
He's been very effective getting those picks in T middle, though. I have to give him credit for that. He's done a good job looking for them. It's a bit of a bad timing, or he might have been able to take out the guy who pushed the ladder room.
They're a lot harder now too on Train.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, they've lifted. They've actually put a different type of barrier underneath, and there's only cracks and crannies that you can actually look through.
Yeah. That's why he has to peek out a little more aggressively towards ladder room to have a chance to see anyone. The good old T mid to Z pick just doesn't exist anymore, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Hasn't for a while.
I miss those days.
Yeah.
Some of the, I mean, it's good to see a different style, but it's still good to remember.
Yeah.
Of course, a lot of our casting our team is basically nostalgia. But let's go ahead and hop into the round right now. You've got Exim able to pick up 2
really
quickly there with the AK. Yes, now it's going to be left up here to Forrest. Forrest down to this 1-on-3 and make that a 1-on-4, and that finishes off there by Krim. 7-6. All smiles.
And by the way, Get Right really struggling. It has to be pointed out because NIP is traditionally Get Right is NIP's best player traditionally, and he has struggled here today. And we talked about the cameras possibly affecting him, and I really think that might have something to do with it, because he's so much better normally. He's just not playing to his usual, granted, ridiculously high standards, but you know what I mean.
If you're just now tuning in, this is the second map of this best of 3, and LGB took the first map on DE Dust to 16-14, and Get Right gets caught on fire.
That's a good save run by NIP. Freiberg might be able to get a 3rd kill.
Uh-oh, Freiberg, as he's turning around, he's going to be down to this 1-on-2. He spots one. Bomb is going to be taken away here, as he's going to spot another one, and Exim is going to pick him off there right next to the bomb train.
Yeah, that actually won't have an effect on LGB's ability to purchase weapons in the final round, or NIP's, as it turns out, because they have plenty of money. But that was a nice effort by Freiberg, nonetheless, getting those kills there. He actually came somewhat close to having a chance of winning the round.
Yeah, he's very close. Of course, if he would have picked up the round, he would have had to have done it with an ace.
Yeah.
And of course, I mean, at that point, there's no reason to save a weapon or anything. If you're down to your final round, you have the economy, and you're looking to try to come up with something miraculous.
Yep, and right now is the final round of the first half. NIP are facing elimination, and they currently have 6 rounds on the T side of train. Looks like they're going to go back to attacking the inner bomb site where they've had the most success this half.
So right now you've got Olofmeister, who's right there, watching the upper side. He's going to have his teammate, which is different now. It's actually Dennis. Before he was Krems, now it's Dennis. But he's got an AUG in hand.
Incendiary grenade was a little too early.
So he tosses out that fire grenade. He's actually going to slow things down. He's going to start to be able to push over there. Headshot coming in there by Dennis with that AUG, as now they're going to continue to push over there towards the side. Quentin hasn't even rotated yet. And they take down the bomb carrier. Look out for Olofmeister.
That was such smart play by Olofmeister.
Some great stuff there. As now it's going to be left up to Faflaren and Get Right. Down to this 2-on-4, and the bomb is down, not planted inside of that B-bomb site.
I'm not sure if we caught on the stream what Olofmeister did, but he basically rushed up the upper ramp with a pistol to kill the bomb planter, and that probably is the difference between winning and losing that round.
Good point, because right now they're in a perfect position to give some cover fire if the bomb was planted.
Yep.
They could have easily won this round, but now they know for a fact that Faflaren has to make an effort, but they also know that he has an op in hand.
Yep.
So the first thing you do, what do? With an op, you usually go upper. And so that's why you're seeing a bunch of nades rain in. And so now he's been spotted. They know that they've caused quite a bit of damage. 10 seconds left in there here in the round. And so Faflaren has to come up with something big there. It's just not going to happen. And 9-6. LGB Esports there in the first half.
Just really smart play by Olofmeister. Because had he not gone there, I'm pretty sure NIP wins that round. But he basically just completely fearless, rushes the upper ramp with a pistol, knowing at any point anybody from NIP might peek him and just take him out. He just keeps going, and he's able to take out the planner, and that basically wins his team the round. And considering NIP were up 6-4 at one point, they can feel good going into the second half. I mean, all the momentum is once again on LGB's side, and they just, I mean, granted, NIP were able to crack their defense for a while there, and for those couple rounds, it looked like LGB didn't know how to stop NIP on the inner bomb side. But overall, I still think LGB has looked better this half.
It's going to be interesting to see what can happen. Again, Faflaren, he started hitting a lot of really good shots there inside of mid, getting those early picks. That will probably help as they move over there towards the CT side on train. But one of the things that I really think that you noted was Get Right. He just needs to come out and play. Right now, this first half, I don't usually like calling out players, but right now he's sitting at 2-13 on that first half and just not executing as well as he should be, or as well as he's known for.
Yeah, I mean, if Get Right puts up his usual 13 frags, say this half like Forest, that's basically 2 full aces. So add that to like some of the random rounds here and there. NIP probably wins like what, 2, at least 1 more round, maybe 2. What if that forces LGB to save? Could be 9-6 NIP.
Exactly.
I mean, these things just really add up.
It's about when you win those certain rounds.
And it's about when you get your kills.
You got it. But let's go back to the fact that LGB Esports, their retakes whenever the bomb has been planted are perfect.
Aside from those 2 early inner attacks that NIP were able to win. But other than that, on both maps so far, LGB just looks like they have insanely good communication. So
we'll see. 9-6. LGB leads not only here on the map, but also in map count. They took DE Dust 2, 16-14 over NIP. And we'll see what happens. Will NIP go home on day 1? We'll find out here in this second half as they're just fighting here on the DE train. This is their map of choice, and let's see how successful it's going to be. It looks like we're going to see an all-out rush. It's going to happen over here towards the inner side. They're going to go ahead and move over there towards the upper bomb site area, and Krems gets hit with a headshot right on the start. I mean, or at least in a shoulder, drops him down to 3 HP. As the bomb is going to get planted, so right out of the gates, they're going to go ahead and get that bomb down. So be on the lookout for any type of buy. But this round is not over yet. They're going ahead and pushing on through. Get Right able to pick up 1. Freiburg takes down 2 so far. As they're going to go ahead and continue to push up there. And now it's going to be left up to Dennis. Dennis down to 1 HP. Dennis going to get dropped there by Get Right. And so now they need to keep the hype. They have to keep some type of momentum going into these later rounds.
And Get Right just went from a 28 ADR in the first half doing over 200 damage this half. He actually matched his. He actually got more kills in the pistol round in the second half than in the entire first half. So that's also a little alarming, I would say, for LGB, that if Get Right heats up, then this might really get hard for them, because he, like we talked about, he hasn't really been playing to his level.
And so right now, you've got NIP who are not taking any chances except for Flay. And of course, he's going to be trying to save up for an AWP on the third round. As Four is able to pick up one, they're going to continue pushing over here towards the outside. And it's going to be left up to Crims and Dennis right now. Crims going to be pushed over there towards the Ivy. He's going to get taken out, as well as Dennis out inside of mid. 9-8. But here will be our first actual gun round.
Yep.
And maybe looking at it right now, they will have it. They've got AKs. I was just curious because they're just at the edge, and like I mentioned, that Faflaren saved that second round completely, and he went ahead and bought his AWP in hand. He's got a few nades to work with, and of course, all of head armor for both teams. So this will be our first real taste of what it's going to be like on the second half here with this gun round.
Yep, and a really quick push. Looks like it's going to be coming out from LGB. It looks like they're just waiting for those counter flashes by the CTs before they're rushing out.
Faflaren set up for the perfect picture here as they're going to continue to be able to push up. Now he's moved over to the other side. Great job by Faflaren, picking up another one. Headshot coming in by Dennis. As now it's going to be down to, you've got Exim and Witten who are going to be left alive here. And that's going to be able to finish things off. Exist! Picking up 2, and so now score all tied up at 9.
And the hero of that round is actually Faflaren. He got the 2 important entry kills early on. Very good play by him. I mean, I'm actually surprised LGB didn't smoke that spot off, because Faflaren always plays there in the beginning of the round. He always waits out the rushes on top of the little box by Ivy. So a little surprised LGB weren't aware of that or weren't prepared for that, but very good play by Faflaren. His 2 entries probably won NIP the round. I would say they were much more important than Exist's 3 cleanup kills.
Agreed. And so right now, looks like we're going to go ahead and see a push over there towards the Ivy side. Let's see if they can hold this area down. As right now, that's going to be Get Right falling back. He's got his teammate Exist on the other side. That nade's going to cause a lot of damage. Now it's going to be back over here with Forrest. Forrest and Exist over here watching that Ivy side. Faflaren coming up through CT spawn was able to pick up one as well. So great control there. Great anti-eco coming in by NIP. 10-9. And actually, kind of an interesting note, you've got some of the old members of NIP sitting behind them, not just Heaton.
Who else do we got?
I'm trying to see it. I may stand corrected here. Well, I want to be 100% sure before I say anything any further.
It might be the staff members. They're also wearing NIP jerseys.
Well, not the NIP jersey.
Oh.
Who's wearing the white shirt right there?
Budak is their manager. The white sweater?
Yeah, I'm completely thrown off then. Whatever.
Yeah, we'll get back into the game.
Yeah, back into it.
So, proper gun round, Wolfmeister with an op here, and he's probably going to go head-to-head with Faflaren.
So Get Right, he's got his auto snipe, and he's going to town, picks up 3, and it's right there you have it. Chris coming out of the woodworks, better known as Get Right, and making things happen. 11-9 here in favor of NIP.
I'm just going to point it out because it needs to be pointed out. I think we could just get one of the CSGO dev guys to come over here and just watch the replay of that and that should prove to them that the auto sniper is ridiculously overpowered. Because there is no weapon in the game where you should be able to stand the furthest distance that exists in the game and just hold your mouse 1 through a smoke and get 3 kills. Like, no weapon should be that powerful. Very good job by Get Right using what's in the game, but I mean the auto sniper is just ridiculous, and I think that's a big part of why people don't like Train, because the auto sniper is just way too powerful for the map.
And Faflaren going to start things off. And so one of the things that we mentioned earlier about this LGB team that need to be on lookout for is the ops from LGB with Dennis and Olfmeister, but we're not going to see that from them on the terrorist side here. But we are seeing a very effective op from Faflaren and this auto snipe from Get Right.
And LGB just slowed down after Olofmeister got taken out by Faflaren in the inner bomb site. Looks like they are going to be attacking Ivy right now with 3 people, and they are going to be met with Get Right's auto sniper. We'll see if he can continue getting a bunch of kills with it.
Watching the perfect angle there, he's able to pick up 1, picks up another 1, and that's to be able to finish things off. So Get Right picks up 3, and earlier Get Right had only had, so I look at it real fast here on the stats.
He had 2 kills in the first half. Now he's at 11.
He had 2 kills.
Now he's at 11 for the second half, I mean.
Good, and
From 2-13 to 11-1. He also had 0 assists in the first half.
That's insane.
Yep, he has 3 3-kill rounds in the second half.
We had mentioned that he needed to come out to play, but look out for the quick inner push here. It's going to be held here by Freiburg and Faflaren. Freiburg actually playing extremely aggressive, takes down the bomb carrier, and here comes Force. Force on the quick rotate. He's actually watching from Z connector, watching over there towards upper, and Olafmeister is going to try to get that bomb down, but Faflaren is already right around the corner. And so now we've got some real hype behind the NIP team.
Yeah, it looks like NIP are just rolling in a way that I don't think LGB is going to be able to answer them. I mean, we talked about how LGB's playing style is very pug heavy. I mean, they basically just do simple things that they're very good at executing, and it works for them. But on Train is just a map where you really need more than the simple things. You need a lot of those crazy flashes and smokes, and we saw from that these rushes that LGB have run, it just seems like they don't have the arsenal that is needed to take out a strong counter-terrorist side like NIP. So I'd say this is something to be concerned of if you're an LGB fan for Train. But I mean, they're still up in maps. So even if they were to lose Train, we would still go to Mirage, Inferno.
Yeah, Inferno. So
they got me confused now. Scumbags.
So we've got Freiburg right here on the inside, holding down with his M4. Get Right watching over there towards Ivy. Faflaren right there next to him. I believe he's watching over there. Yep, that is going to be on top. The same position that he picked up those 2 very solid kills earlier here in the second half.
And LGB just kind of chilling, taking it slow. They're running a bit of a 2-1-2 setup around the map. And right now it looks like they are getting finally ready to set up for...
Looks like I'm probably going to end up going wide
for an
halls.
inner bomb site attack.
Yeah, so they've kind of waited around. Again, now you've got Freiburg trying to turn this into a KZ map, hopping around from train to train. So Olafmeister is going to get spotted over the top. Now they're going to go ahead and start to be able to push in here. Freiburg already made the call out. Force is already on the rotate. Going to be pushing around here through the smoke. Trim's going to be able to take down one. Nice reaction there by Olafmeister. As now it's going to be left up here down to this 3-on-5. You've got Faflaren, you've got Exist, you've got Get Right. Get Right picks up 2 with that auto sniper. And so now it's going to be down to this 3-on-3. Bomb going to be taken away here. All 3 members of LGB are in one region of the map. Faflaren taking down one more. He's going to get dropped there. Get Right just over the other side. He decided to go ahead and pick up that AK, chasing after the kill. A good game of Ring Around the Rosie, and Get Right picks up another one. Does he have the time?
Yep.
And he does.
He's going to get it.
Yep.
And Get Right is just a monster so far in the second half. He's 15-1. He has 3 triple kill rounds and 1 quad kill round in the second half. And he's just wreaking havoc with that auto sniper.
Shouldn't have called him out. As that's insane. The fact that you look at the lower portion of your for Get Right. I mean, it's cool to see again Valve adding we don't have to go through any type of crazy stats. We can just look at it, saying that he is 15-1 right now, 148 ADR. It's a complete contrast difference between what happened in the first half, where he was 2-13 with a 28 ADR.
Yep.
Of course, those of you that don't know what ADR, that's average damage per round. Kind of helping out the other crowd that's watching as well.
Yep.
So as we look at it, you've got 3 members still working over there towards that inside. Right now they're sitting at what will be game point here for NIP, or tie point right now. Freiburg watching the inside.
Map point.
Yeah, but I guess
I would be the most correct way to
it's
say
a point coming up here.
Yeah.
So Freiburg able to pick up 2. It's actually one of which was from that fire he tossed out earlier with an incendiary grenade. And oh no, Olafmeister finds out that SV Gravity is still on 800. And he falls to his death there. Now we can be left up to Dennis. And he'll get dropped as well. And I think what you said really hit the nail on the head, is because they are great, by the book, fundamental team. And this is probably the only map when you're talking about terror site that you need something ridiculous something insane. Those quick reactions, especially because you have so many different angles to try to check as you enter into a bomb site.
The funny thing is, I would actually think that attacking the inner bomb site constantly, like NIP were doing early on in the first half, would be perfect for LGB.
That's a good point.
That's what they could
actually really good
That's
point.
what they would be able to do with their basic fundamental type of CS.
Wow.
As Get Right racks up another double.
And it finishes the game.
Oh, that's a 19-1 second half in 10 rounds for Get Right.
Sorry, Chris. I didn't mean to call you out like that.
Yeah, that's a great Counter-Strike by Get Right. And like I said, if Get Right heats up, I said that might just push NIP over the top, and that's what it did. When the world's best player is playing like that, it's just hard to counter. And he was just ridiculously effective with that auto sniper.
Wow. Again, just to kind of note, Get Right only had 2 kills in that first half.
Yeah.
And he comes back and picks up 19.
In 10 rounds.
In 10 rounds. 19 kills in 10 rounds. Get Right comes back to play here in the second map. That means we're going to map number 3. It was a crazy, exciting map there on map number 1. They're on DE Dust 2, where LGB Esports showed that they came to play, winning that first one 16-14. DE Train, whole different story where NIP comes back. We're going to map number 3. Let's go ahead and sit back over to the studio and get a closer look at what happened there on Train.
I think your mic's off, mate. Okay, well, yeah, we're at the DreamHack Steel Series Championship. We're just waiting for checking what's going on with his mic here. Okay, I'll just talk for a little bit. Basically, we saw Train there. Like I was saying, it's going to be very difficult for this team to win on Train. Because for anyone to beat Nip on Train, people don't play Nip on Train.
Agreed.
Even very games, the second best team in CS history, they're like, you know what, let's just forget Train. Let's get better at another map rather than try and get good at Nip's best map. What did you think of this map here? Like, was there a time where you felt like they might do it? They might win 2-0?
No, again, I think we talked about it. You know, all Nip needed was a nice little cushion on that first side, and they got it. And like we know that not to get too excited over a tie game at that point, you know. And obviously the second half, like they turned it on, like they didn't lose a round.
No, I mean, that was one of those examples in CS, which maybe for the newer viewer can be a bit confusing because the scoreboard lies to you.
Yeah.
You're looking and you're going, wait, it's tied here. They could still win this. Oh, they're only 1 round behind. They're only 2 rounds behind. No, but you need to know which side is it dominant to. How are they losing these rounds?
Exactly.
For example, Nip would still get kills on their T-side rounds that they'd lose. You saw when they switched over.
Shut out.
The other guys would get no money whatsoever, and Nip wouldn't lose the guns. So it was like the money was constantly just wedged. It's like just shoveling money over to the Nip side. And then you can't overcome that. And I mean, you know, we said before, don't get ahead of yourself with the parade. You know, listen.
Yeah.
Don't order the 10,000 balloons. Cancel the orders for a second, guys. Send the float back. Tell the drivers we'll confirm tomorrow. We've got map 3 to play now, Inferno.
What do you think about like the auto sniper kind of being a viable gun now, right? Because obviously they were lighting it up there.
Anyone who's played 1.6 and hasn't played much CS:GO is like, what's going on here? I think we're gonna have a clip actually, so I'll talk about this if we can see it up here. Should be coming up any second. Okay, here we go. Get Right. Probably the best player in the world with this gun, by the way. Look at this. 1 by 1 they come out. They think, oh, I'm going to get him. No, kills them all with ease. And the whole point is, it looks like there. Well, why doesn't everyone just use it then? It's only viable for a certain style of firing as well. Like, what's very interesting is Get Right was never even an AWPer in CS 1.6. Forrest sometimes dabbled with it. He was just a straight rifler. But I think what you see now is the evolution of Get Right is he's so good in all the other areas. He's like, you know what? Let me add something else that no one else has. A bit like a basketball player, you know. Famously, what they do the really good ones is they'd already be the best player in the league. But over the summer, they'd go, I'm going to work on one move that I didn't have before. When I add that, now I've got even more of an arsenal I can destroy you with. We've got another clip here. Fiflower, and often criticised, but he was showing some great AWPing, and I think that's what we're going to see here.
Yep.
So look at the round here. Look, this is still pretty decent.
Yeah.
But this is why you can't attack Nip. So this is outside. We saw Get Right, but later on in the match, just dummy on them. Well, that wasn't really the best clip in the world, I'll admit. I'm not sure who put that together, but try again next time.
Hi, guys. I'm back from commercial.
Oh, here we go. We can hear you now.
Yeah, I had to go to commercial. So you've been talking about the train part of the match. you have some impressive stats here for Inferno as well, which is going to be the deciding map.
Yep.
What does the numbers look like, Thorin?
Inferno is the third best map of NIP, but because it's the third best, you're always going to get a chance to play them on it because everyone else is trying to ban out Nuke, they're trying to ban out Train, depending on what they're doing.
When we're talking about the third best match,
map,
what kind of percentile are we talking about? Because you've been giving us crazy numbers.
87% in the history, and they've played 57 times.
So they're still winning 87%.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is, again, you have to realize the worst stats for NIP are over 80%. That's how good this team is. Now, admittedly, it's not like Train where it's impossible completely. You can have your chances on Inferno. I mean, we saw in the game earlier, the recursive game. Listen, they had chances. No. But here's the problem right now. When I saw the first map, they had nothing to lose, this young team. They were winning. They actually had no expression. They were just like, this is going. Just everyone calm down. Just keep playing game. The second half, they were getting like, yeah, we're winning, we're doing it. They looked confident. In the second map there, first of all, they started to just sort of like, you know, between rounds they'd be. And then eventually people were like, and then now it looks like they're like, well, we won map one narrowly. We got completely destroyed there. Like, how do we win the third map? It's like, I don't know if they believe they can do it.
Yeah.
And I don't believe they can do it.
Well, and now they have an excited NIP. They were talking a lot. They were, you know, very
yelling,
positively encouraging each other. I mean, they're on that very positive momentum roll.
And you can hear their manager Heaton all the way back to Stockholm from all the shouting he was doing in the tournament area. Scoots, you've talked to a lot of young players. These are obviously young players, not as seasoned as NIP. What do you say to them?
I mean, same kind of thing. It doesn't matter if you're a new kid or like the same advice I would have given Nino, like put it behind you. You know, you probably thought in your heart of hearts you were going to lose Train anyway, based on how good NIP is.
But that last half, that was 10-0. You didn't get a round. You hardly got a frag.
I mean, lockdown
against the best team on the world.
On a T side coming into their CT is not unheard of. I mean, that again, it happens, especially when you drop the pistol. I mean, it's just going to wrap up on you. Again, they got to put it aside. They got to think about Inferno because now is like parade time or go home time.
We have a couple of more minutes, Thorin, and we talked a little bit about this as we were watching the match, and how really, really good teams always seem to pull through in a best-out-of-3 format.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, it's actually like, what's interesting, and analogize this to fighting, okay? So people, UFC is very popular, MMA, even boxing, people watch that. There's a certain period, right, where maybe the other guy, he's just got it at the moment. He's beating you up, you don't know what to do. The great guys, what they don't do is they don't think like, I have to do my counter punch now and beat him so that they lose the game. They just think, you know what, let me just tread water. Let me keep close enough so that when he cools off a bit and suddenly I find my form again, because I'm the great team, suddenly when it clicks like on Train there, then I just dominate them completely. And then he feels destroyed. Like he was giving everything. He was like, how much more do I have to? And then they pour it on and then they win. That's what the great teams in history do. They know like, you don't have to win the game now. You just keep it close and then you win at the end because you're the great team.
Are you expecting a close Inferno, guys?
I'm thinking it'll be more close than that, for example. Even though for number of rounds, they got a lot of rounds there because they got to start on CT side. But I think overall, we're looking at like 16-8, 16-9, that sort of a range. I think they're going to comfortably push.
Who's got what side to start? Do we know
okay, yes, it's LGB starts CT side. So that's a decent start.
Yep.
Again, the good thing about CT side in both versions of CS, right, is it's actually great when you're a terrorist and you're losing, okay, the problem there, the frustration is, what tactic do I do now? The in-game leader's getting frustrated. People are like, we don't want to do that again. We lost with that 5 times. All you do when you're on CT side is intuitively play off each other. You know you're off positions. There aren't tactics, though. You intuitively play. And so if your aim's decent still, they could kill stuff on their CT side. Now that's time to kind of get rounds just off your skills.
Yep.
Then, if you do a good job there, you can take a bit of the pressure off yourself on the T side. Now, we only have to get 5 rounds out of 10. Now we can take some risks, or now we can start on this path knowing I've got plan B here. It's when you've got that big task on the T side, that's where it's really hard for the younger teams especially, who haven't experienced the hardships.
Following up a little bit on your fighting analogy. In fighting, sometimes you talk about how one fighter will somehow break during the course of a round, and for the rest of the match, he won't have anything to offer. Do you think that LGB broke during Train? I mean, they didn't get a single round. Do you think they broke, or do you think they still got some more gas in their tank?
There's too much on the line for them to be broke. I mean, obviously, they're not happy with getting shut out on that second side. But again, Train against Nick, Again, I think, you know, if they're smart enough, they'll just, you know, put it where it needs to. You know, if they need to go figure it out, but not